Petr Cech right behind him. A very strong lineup for both of these clubs here tonight. One guy who's had a pretty good tournament for Real Madrid, under the radar good, Luka Modric.
Yeah, I think he's been outstanding, and when you think they've been linked with Gareth Bale and Modric maybe going to the EPL, I think he's made an impression to Ancelotti and said, look, I want to play here. This is one of the biggest clubs in the world. I want to be part of it going forward. And not only is it going to be a physical battle, it's going to be a technical battle as well. There's a lot of Chelsea fans in here.
They travel very well, and there is Ronaldo. So many of the flashbulbs pointed at that wonderful talent as his contract talk continued to be played out in the press as he tries to downplay them. You hear the wonderful reaction of the crowd behind us. A great atmosphere here for international soccer. Great job by Relevant Sports putting this one on, and they got the dream matchup that they wanted. The one element of this game, Eric, that has not really been talked about, and you touched on it just briefly, Carlo Ancelotti coming back to face his old team, and he's kind of brought a quiet, steady influence back to Real Madrid.
Yeah, and he's made it all about the team. I mean, that's one of the things that you'll recognize with Carlo Ancelotti is he's all about winning. He's won everywhere he's gone. Everywhere. This could possibly be the fourth country that he's done it in, the fourth league. So, obviously, with Jose Mourinho, he brings a lot of baggage. He brings a lot of attention. He is a distraction at times, and sometimes he puts it all on him. He makes himself the distraction, and that's by design. But Carlo Ancelotti is a winner through and through, and I think this is perfect timing for especially this side to steady the ship and make it all about the football.
I think that's how he likes it, Carlo Ancelotti. He wants his team to do the talking, then he wants for someone like Mourinho to get on, do what you got to do, but it's about the players. And it's about the players here, and there's so much experience, so much quality, and ultimately there's a trophy at the end of the day.
Eric, you talked that he brings baggage. Maybe baggage, but it's Louis Vuitton baggage. It's good.
It's expensive
good
baggage, too.
That he brings to Chelsea. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays itself out. Yeah, Rocky's playing in the background. The hair is standing up. I am ready. You're ready. You're ready. You're ready. Let's make sure Brian McBride and JP Dellacamera are ready. Guys, take it away.
Always ready, Rob. Thanks so much. So many great storylines going into this game tonight, Brian. All we need is a great game, a great final.
I expect nothing less than that, JP, because of the fact that these have been the best two teams in the tournament, but are also two of the best teams in the world right now. You can see the depth in Chelsea, and you can see Madrid goes. That's going to be the battle. The fact that you see right there Frank Lampard back in the first time in this tournament. He had so much box-to-box, but Chelsea's defense really hasn't been tested, so it's going to be an exciting game.
Starting lineups brought to you by Guinness Black Lager.
And JP, you see here with Chelsea, that's what I was talking about. Strong back four. Ivanovic is going to have a huge job. Terry Cahill, Cole, very experienced back four. Lampard playing next to a youngster trying to learn off of him. And Van Heekel, Oscar Ramirez Hazard, and Lukaku, who has been very impressive so far in this tournament. And then with Madrid, you see Casillas back and goal, always strong performer. Arbeloa out there on the right-hand side, Pepe Ramos, Marcelo, very quick, attacking player, Kadir Modric, Isco, who has been very impressive in this tournament, of course, Ronaldo. What else can you say?
Ready for kickoff at Sun Life Stadium, Miami, Florida, home of the NFL's Miami Dolphins. Chelsea's in blue, Real Madrid is in white. Edmund Jurasevich from Major League Soccer is our referee in charge of this one. Lukaku and Oscar are over the ball for Chelsea, waiting for the whistle. Neither team has lost so far in the preseason in 5 games played. They'd like to continue that.
And let the party atmosphere continue.
First ball is played by Lampard. But Hinkle pushed it back. Cahill. High pressure at the start from Real Madrid. Cahill will go back to Petr Cech. goalkeepers in the world starting today. Petr Cech for Chelsea, Iker Casillas for Real Madrid. He was the player benched last year controversially by Jose Mourinho when he managed that club. Upfield, Khedira pushing it forward on the far side of the field. Ozil drops it back. Cristiano Ronaldo couldn't get a poke on that, and Chelsea looked to counter with his arm.
And you can expect both teams to be able to just counter so quickly. We got a chance to see Real Madrid there. Just Ronaldo popped from the left. Luke just run to the middle. Just that first touch is a little bit too far for him.
This ball from Lampard, but an offside is called. Lampard, we were told, could only play, they thought, 30 to 45 minutes tonight, so it's interesting that they started him. It's his first taste of preseason under Jose Mourinho.
And why not? He has all the experience in the world. He knows how to handle a pressure situation. I know this is preseason, but you're playing one of the biggest clubs in the world, and you have such a great atmosphere in this game. Look for him to shine. You can see right there he tried to play Lukaku over the top earlier.
Sergio Ramos will move it ahead. Risco is cut off. Oscar blocked. Pushing forward. Real Madrid. That's Benzema in the box. Looking, shooting. Petr Cech makes the save. It's a corner for Real Madrid.
Look at this interchange. You see, as soon as they win the ball, Benzema drifts out wide, gets in that ball, plays through the gap, and Benzema looks up, sees nothing as an option, decides to shoot near post, but Petr Cech is always going to save that.
Will take this corner. Headed for Sergio Ramos, cut off. Ashley Cole in that collision, the two number threes, he and Pepe collide. Goes against Real Madrid. Let's go downstairs to Keith Costigan.
Thanks, JP. There's a lot of talk of Jose Mourinho's relationship with his former players. Now, Brazilian international Kaká, who didn't play much under Mourinho, made a point of coming up to embrace his former coach on the field. Mourinho may not have a great relationship with all of his ex-players, but Kaká has shown there's no ill feeling between the two before this matchup, guys.
That's good to know, Keith. Iker Casillas had said earlier that if he bumped into Jose, if he ran into him, he would be cordial and say hello.
Well, Casillas has always shown the character in that situation. He never came out publicly and said anything that was detrimental towards Jose. All being that he could have, because of the fact that he has every right to start. He is, like you said, one of the best goalkeepers in the world still.
He was their captain as well. Lampard looking for Lukaku. Cut off by Pepe. Set up field. Risco. Benzema. Marcelo loves to go forward from his left back spot. Cristiano Ronaldo. Into the box he goes. The fancy footwork. There's a great move. Nowhere to go, though.
Well, Ivanovic isn't biting on anything. You can see right there he's just waiting for that first step, because Ronaldo's first step is so quick. He knows he can't dive in and does the right thing. Great defending there.
Marcelo broken up there. Ramirez. Oscar. Intended for Lukaku. Can he get to this ball? It'll roll out.
It looked like Ramos wanted to have that ball first time. And here, see the footwork. And it's just keep him in front of you, keep him in front of you. But how hard that is not to just bite. And Ivanovic does a great job, because Ronaldo's feet are so quick. Great camera work there. You get a chance to see Ivanovic when he won it. Just that little nudge. Not enough to draw a foul for the referee.
Arbeloa's pass goes out of play. Here's the man to watch tonight. Cristiano Ronaldo, rumored to be signing a long-term deal to stay.
Long and big.
So many rumors. So many rumors.
It is the crazy season.
Gareth Bale rumors continue. Wayne Rooney rumors continue. But nothing was new on that front as we got to the stadium tonight. But something you would think would be happening soon, one way or the other.
Well, it really looks like the only interest Chelsea has is Rooney. They don't need much. I mean, we've seen in this tournament, we saw the end of the second half of last season how good they were.
That was Modric with Mourinho pre-game. And then with Carlo Ancelotti. Those two have so much in common. Not their demeanor, but their resume, where they've been. They both coached in Italy, both coached Chelsea, and now both could say they coached at Real Madrid, and they both won. 2 Champions League trophies.
Very similar in the fact that they've been able to coach big teams and get results right away with them.
Modric with a pass ahead, a bump there, no foul called on Ashley Cole. Red go the other way. No call at all. It's going to be tough to hear whistles from up here.
Already you can see this. Not playing out to be much of a preseason.
There's a chance, perhaps, as it was partially blocked. Isco, one of their off-season acquisitions from Malaga, is back in the Real Madrid half. Lukaku goes after it. Sergio Ramos will make the play. 4 goals last year in La Liga, 32 in his last 8 years. Modric. The middle. Isco. It's coming right back with the Chelsea box for Petr Cech. Cech will clear it. These were the acquisitions made during the off-season by Real Madrid. Only 3 players. They didn't spend a ton of money. They might, though. Gareth Bale, he'll cost more than those 3 guys combined if they get him.
They're very shrewd guys that are young, talented players. One that's staying up in a touchdown in the lineups, Isco. He has that little bit of control because they can always hit quickly.
Marcelo! He does not like the right foot. You saw why.
He also is not afraid to shoot anything. You can see him first touch it bounce up on him a little bit. And more than likely, he should probably take an extra touch and probably play it back. But he decides, I'm having it anyways. It bounces off. It sits okay for him. He just can't get over the top of it.
Petr Cech clearance over the halfway line. Ramirez for Chelsea. Off Hazard. Ashley Cole for Lampard. Over 600 games in a Chelsea blue uniform in all competitions for Lampard. It's tackled away. Back for Marcelo, Brazilian international. Isco. Marcelo. Modric. Back on the sideline for Isco. Takes it into the congested middle. Madeira trying to push it forward. Look out here for Chelsea in the counter. Hazard leading it. Keeps his balance. He did so well there and then was dispossessed in the end.
Navarro just puts him off a little bit with a little nudge. Even Hazard got by, but just he couldn't continue with that pace, and Navarro was able to get that toe in and win the ball.
Isco is taken down. No foul is called, and it's Chelsea back in possession. Ramirez lost it there. Modric outside. Cristiano Ronaldo makes his move, makes another to Marcelo. Marcelo doubled up on the wing. Oh, Oscar. One Brazilian to another.
Very familiar with each other, that's for sure. And Oscar's actually probably done that move before, saw it.
Ramos breaks that up. Modric.
Just a little bit of miscommunication there between Ivanovic and Lukaku. One wanted to go and one wanted to stay, and then vice versa.
Van Ginkel. Likes Van Ginkel, giving him a lot of playing time in this tournament.
And that's going to be one of the interesting keys because you've got 2 young players, one on each side. Isco, who is more forward, and Van Ginkel, who's showing he loves to sit in that hole and tracks back. You can see Ivanovic again. Just has quick feet, low it there. Oscar comes in to help out. And it's a good team defender. It is. And commitment, they understand, listen, any chance we can, let's get 2 players around the ball because almost every player on Real Madrid could beat someone one-on-one.
Cross is coming in from the far flank. Intended for Lukaku. Cut off Real Madrid. Look to move it ahead to Benzema. Number 9 in the white for Real Madrid. Starting the attack. Pushed that ball too far in front. Played back safely to Petr Cech. Petr Cech soon approaching 300 games played in the Premiership. We do that early this season. Chelsea will hold it with Ashley Cole looking for Eden Hazard. Well defended on the flank. Real Madrid will take over and play it back to Iker Casillas.
And you see Pepe there getting across. Arbeloa was side by side with Hazard, and Hazard's pace is going to always take him away from Arbeloa, but Pepe knows that, gets across, and able to win the ball without Hazard causing any problems.
Isco. Dropping it back, Modric. A lot of congestion there. Right near the halfway line, Modric holds. Gets it back to Mosel. That's going to be too far even for Marcelo to get to. Nice football from Carlo Ancelotti. First year with this team. Win percentage. Look at the great names up there as this ball is chipped in.
Some lofty heights there, JP, that's for sure.
It's win percentage and also trophies won. Both of those guys successful wherever they've been. Last year, Ancelotti, his team, Paris Saint-Germain, first place in the French league. Biggest signings that these two clubs made during the offseason when the managers check.
Yeah, both teams. The owners wanted these managers from the get-go. One was a little bit easier to get than the other. And Ancelotti working very hard to get free from PSG.
Lampard, their all-time leading goal scorer. 203 goals is a great number when you think about it. Consider he's a midfielder. Double-figure goals scored all the time, too. He's very consistent in that area. Up the left side, Isco. They bring it down. Khedira.
It's all very narrow right now, JP. The only width coming is actually Marcelo. Even Aveloa is going to always sit back a little further. Very rarely will get forward, but you can see how condensed that little box, almost 35-yard area.
Modric, halfway line, Khedira. It's blocked. Right to Van Hinkel will play it back to Petr Cech. It's to Cole. Captain John Terry back for Cole. You could argue that the season started today. This could be Chelsea's lineup. Pretty close to it. You would think Juan Mata would be in there.
Yeah, I think they'd
maybe Torres.
Drop Ramirez back in. Van Hinkel probably would come out, and then Mata would slide where.
But it's close, right?
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo, couple of cuts. That's blocked by Ivanovic. Marcelo, 12 in white from Real Madrid, pushed over to Cristiano Ronaldo. Back to Khedira. Ramos, Modric. Marcelo into the box, step over one, fill up for a shot. Marcelo scores. Real Madrid leads.
Well, it's a fantastic goal by the left back. Ronaldo slides out wide. Marcelo comes up high, and you can see the fact that he's able to let the ball come across. Cahill gets in a good position, but he just spreads his legs a little bit. Marcelo realizes that and takes that shot through, and Petr Cech can't get down to make the save. So many times we've seen Cahill make that block, but not that time. It's great awareness, using the legs. See that peek around the corner, and he gets there and sees Cahill backing off and says, I'm going to have it then. And boy, does he ever.
The left back scored like a prolific striker. Lampard. That's Marcelo who scored the goal, giving Real Madrid the lead. It comes in the 14th minute. He's an offensive-minded player, to say the least.
It certainly is. And that was one of the concerns and why they walked in trial, because the fact that he got forward too many times and people were using that space to their advantage, but you can see the advantage he gives getting forward.
Just a brief conversation with his manager, Ancelotti. Comes back to Iker Casillas. 654 games for Casillas in a Real Madrid uniform. Khedira, German international, will go to the left. Sergio Ramos. Real Madrid with a 1-0 lead. This is the Guinness International Champions Cup final. It's going to Yes, there's Keith Costigan.
Thanks, guys. Well, after Marcello scored that goal, he made a point to celebrate right in front of the Chelsea bench on 2 occasions. The first time screaming, and then he ran by and continued to scream. It seemed like it was based towards Jose Mourinho and his coaching staff. Their reaction was to just stand by and not react to anything that Marcello did, guys.
I wonder, Brian, how much we'll see of that tonight.
Well, you know, he's always been one to stick up for Ronaldo, and they have that great awareness and combination, and maybe it was a little bit of that.
Lampard, Ivanovic pushing it back. It's the first time that Chelsea has trailed in this tournament. They have 2-0 wins.
And we definitely knew they were going to have to face the biggest test.
Oh, look at this. Ramirez is in. Chips it. Ramirez. Tremendous goal. 1-1.
A bit of fortune when the ball's played into him for sure. It bounces in between his 2 legs, but that little bobble gets him free. And what composure you can see here. Give and go with Hazard, and Lukaku touches it, and just that little bounce pops free, and then simply chips him. Sees Casillas is going down right over the top.
It's a terrific goal.
We knew we were going to have a game, and
terrific goal, and that's not one of your big goal scorers who puts that one away.
Not being disappointed. You're right, JP, but you know what? He's come up in big games,
right?
Big times, and he does that late run. He's very quick. Excellent finish.
Well, before we could talk about any momentum that Real Madrid might get from that goal, that's gone. It's 1-1. And the goal, if it's called that way in the 16th minute, would only be a couple of minutes apart from the Marcelo tally. Ozil pushing it to the right flank. At the halfway line as Chelsea converge on Isco. Out for a throw in for Real Madrid. Arbeloa, 17 in white, will come over to take it. Chelsea are back on it. Be played back. Don't keep it. And they lost it off Cole. Tough ball for him to handle.
Yeah, that's the second time I've seen John Terry get the ball and not be as composed as he normally is. I know that he's going to face a lot quicker players around him. Maybe that's sort of making his mind up a lot earlier. And certainly went past way too hard.
In the box, Real Madrid another chance. They were looking to play it across. Isco was open. It's out. Cristiano Ronaldo's shot is blocked. He comes back to Marcelo. Trapping it. Got it forward. Makes his run. Ball is returned. Cristiano Ronaldo's shot deflected wide from about 25 yards away.
I can see him, this first shot, he did the same thing. He leaped from the outside left to right at the top of the box. The ball played across. Oscar gets in front of him, but stays right in that spot and just tees this up and hits sort of like how he does the free kick. Just chilly dips wide.
Better check and put it back into play for Chelsea. 1-1. Guinness International Champions Cup final. These are the two teams we expected to get here. They didn't disappoint with their results. Modric for a throw-in for Real Madrid. Anything surprise you about the start of this?
Nothing. We know that both these teams are incredibly good at getting forward quickly. We also know that Real Madrid loves the ball a little bit more than Chelsea, but the dynamic play you're always going to get from both these teams.
Modric into the middle it goes. Up for Cristiano Ronaldo, cut off. Poked forward, actually Cole, too far in front of him. Played back safely to Casillas. It's a tough ball for Pepe. Goes out. Chelsea will have it.
The Chelsea player is going to love that. Ashley Cole continues his run. He knows he's not going to be able to win that ball, but he makes Pepe turn it back around to Casillas, and then Casillas' ball back out to him is just a little bit too far for him to handle.
It's an Ashley Cole throw-in. In the box, Oscar went down. Did not get a call.
Well, you can see exactly what he knew what he was doing when that ball was played into him. He knows he's getting tight from Ramos. He's been biting on everything. And well done, referee. Not much there. Oscar's first touch a little bit too far and goes down too easy.
Cristiano Ronaldo on the right wing. Leaves it off. So Benzema trying to return it. Petr Cech has to come out to clear that ball away towards Lukaku. Sergio Ramos should have that covered.
We haven't seen near as much from Lukaku. Everything that's been played up to him has been on the side of him. He's trying to get sort of in between both defenders, just hasn't found the ball yet.
Let's go back on this side after drifting to the right. Marcelo into the middle. Benzema going to the outside. Cristiano Ronaldo lays it off. Then looks for an opening. Back out for Khedira. Knocked off the ball. Foul. Free kick. In a dangerous spot for Real Madrid.
This is the old Chelsea getting next to the referee and talking to him. But here, Van Ginkel just gets his body, his leg across him, and as soon as he gets that hip into the player before he touches the ball, the referee doesn't like that and calls a foul.
Cristiano Ronaldo over the ball.
Look at the view from the blimp. This is where if you're in the wall, you need to be big and strong. There's no need to jump because this thing's coming at you hard.
Cristiano Ronaldo, hard but over the ball.
And what I mean by that, JP, is a dipping, bending ball will dip a lot sooner. What he's trying to do there is trying to make it just move. And he is the best at it because a lot of times it does dip, but sometimes it's moving side to side. And in the wall, if you stay big, because you're not going to get it. It's good. The dip comes late.
Petr Cech, long ball for Lukaku. Sergio Ramos over him to clear it out. Going for Ivanovic. Serbian international will go back into his own half towards Cahill. Lampard. 1-1 game. Guinness International Champions Cup final here in Miami. Benzema got it forward, got the return from Ozil. Benzema looking, finding Cristiano Ronaldo. He's knocked down. Another foul called.
Well, John Terry knew exactly what he was doing here. He's trying to get him a bump before he received the ball, but just a little bit too hard. A lot of times the referee won't see that, but when his ball's already there, you're never going to get away with it.
Is going to go over to take it. 21-year-old midfielder started out in Valencia's youth system.
We saw it last year at Malaga. What an exceptional player. Got a lot of big goals. Manchester City was after him, but couldn't turn down Real Madrid.
Ready for the free kick finally. Whistle. Isco sends it in. He was looking for Cristiano Ronaldo. Comes all the way out to Modric. Marcelo. Isco gave Real Madrid the earlier lead. Quick shot taken. Wide of Petr Cech. So Cristiano Ronaldo a bit off target so far.
In my opinion, that's why they're best friends. Anytime Marcelo gets the ball, he looks for Ronaldo. Plays a lovely weighted ball to the back post. Ronaldo tries to do something spectacular, just mistimes it and goes out.
Clear that ball out of play. Throw in for Chelsea. Ivanovic will take it. From the near sideline. Off Azar. Gave it right back to Modric. Ozil. Benzema left it there. Ozil, can he keep his balance? He does. Gets possession. Near wing. Made that nice move against Ivanovic. And then gives it away in the middle. Ball for Van Ginkel to deal with.
I think he's trying to find Isco and misplayed the ball. But Chelsea played a few balls away there. You could see Hazard make that wrong pass. He tried to play the first ball around the corner to Oscar running through. And anytime you misplay a ball, Real Madrid will go forward quickly and make you pay most of the time.
Lampard. Back for Cahill. Van Ginkel to Ramirez. Then he got clipped by Modric. And a warning for Modric. And the referee, Edwin Juricevic. Free kick for Chelsea. Modric used to play for Tottenham. There are rumors he may be going back there if Bale comes to Real Madrid.
There's talk about Manchester United wanting him. He really fit in. I mean, this preseason, I know last year it took him a little while to have a difference. By the end of the season, he was playing more and more, but he's so sharp with his feet, finds players quickly, gets in little gaps. It's a great player for Real Madrid to have.
The turn by Lampard, then the shot right there. Big rebound as Casillas bobbled it, but then he got it back. The flag was up anyway.
He sure did bobble it, but that time Lukaku was quick to react. Unfortunately, he was offsides. But Lampard gets in this, he knows as soon as he turns, he hits it and knuckles and dips right in front of Casillas. Hard for him to handle, but he does a good job of keeping that rebound close enough so he can get up and get on it quickly. So it wouldn't have mattered.
That's a quick turn for a guy that hasn't played a minute of the preseason until tonight.
Until half for him.
It's pretty sharp. 150 goals. First midfielder to do that in the EPL. The Ozil pass for Cristiano Ronaldo. Portuguese international. Draws the crowd. Ozil, Modric. From distance, fires it wide of a diving header check.
Again, we get to see Ivanovic just sit back and knows he can't dive in, but then sees this ball goes back to Modric. He looks up, sees very few options, decides to take the space and hit a shot. And was never on target, never really trying. You can actually see it tails pretty far wide right.
Already Real Madrid with 7 shots out shooting Chelsea. It's 1-1 on the scoreboard. Goal scorers Marcelo and Ramirez, just a couple of minutes apart. Marcelo. Pass into the middle. Cristiano Ronaldo back to Marcelo.
You can see the freedom Cristiano Ronaldo has. Doesn't matter. He can go right, left, stay in the middle.
Got the advantage call after the foul from Ramirez. Ozil. Ginkel steps in, wins the ball. He has Lukaku with him. 2-on-2 at the moment. Help is coming. Van Ginkel into the middle. And Lukaku held up his run to stay onside. The ball was so far away from him.
Just too many times he looked up, and the first time he looked up, Lukaku was offsides, but then he had 2 or 3 other opportunities, and Lukaku created his space. He drifted off his defender. He could have played him in the feet, and by the time he tried to, Lukaku would have been offsides anyways.
Downstairs to Keith Costigan.
Well, Lukaku starts off this game as a lone from, and has actually spent most of the first half out this right-hand side. Jose Mourinho asking the striker to get more active, particularly upset that he's not challenging aerially.
There's no challenge there from him, Keith. What do you think about Lukaku as a potential starter for them? He was on loan last year. Could he make this team and start, get some quality minutes?
Well, I think it's interesting that it seems Mourinho wants him to push out on this right-hand side to match up against Marcelo in the air, and hasn't won many of those aerial duels, and that seems to be irritating Jose Mourinho right now.
Modric has it right now for Real Madrid. Goes up the middle, laid it off. Isco. Quick movement, the ball was slightly behind Arbeloa. Modric. Oh, nice back heel, and then he got dumped. Cristiano Ronaldo. That's going to be called. There was Ivanovic. Maybe a little frustration at having to chase Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, that's just getting in way too late for me. The good thing is Cristiano Ronaldo sees it coming. He's able to get the ball off quickly, gets his feet up in the air, and there's not going to be any danger with it as far as injury. It's just, it's irritating. And, you know, you can talk to any central defender, and they'll tell you they like to do that. They like to leave one on you when you're facing behind, and not enough to get you a card. And some referees will. You can see he gets his feet off the ground there. But what they're trying to do is basically say, I'm going to be here the whole day. Get ready to feel some of those all the time.
Plenty of emotion in the stadium, especially at field level.
Well, this is where he can make them pay.
They're about 24 yards out. He'll step up. Ronaldo's goal! 2-1 Real Madrid. He made them pay. Woo-hoo-hoo!
You can't hit him much smoother than that. You can see right here, he goes right over the top of the wall, and that thing tips right down under the crossbar. It's patented run up, just starts bending away, and then the dip right at the end. Fantastic, just turns around. Yeah, that was me.
Well, Chelsea had not given up a goal in the first 2 games. They've already conceded 2, but no one is going to stop that.
No, the wall even jumped right over the top. Petr Cech actually got fingers to it.
Yeah, he almost got it. He was close. Towards Lukaku. That's Sergio Ramos.
And a touch more on the point that Keith was making. Lukaku's, the balls they haven't been directly at him. He's had to run into channels to find them. And for me, he's been very central in trying to find space in between. He hasn't necessarily found any balls to feed. That's what he does so well. Granted, he's very good in the air, but he brings players in, playing in the feet. He then can open his body up. See there, he actually wanted one over the top, just off. Different page.
Benzema, 2 goals against the LA Galaxy in their first game of this tournament. It was a 3-1 win over LA that got Real Madrid started. Marcelo got it back. Going toward the box again. Looking with the right foot. He didn't have much on it. Again, you've got to remember, this is the left back. He's had so many opportunities cutting and getting inside the box.
It doesn't matter what position you are at Real Madrid. You know that you're going to have to be somewhere at some time, whether it's forward or defense. We've seen Pepe, we've seen Sergio Ramos make run forward, but Marcelo by far makes the most forward runs and penetrating runs that you'll see from a left back.
Marcelo got a piece of that ball. Oscar gets the rest. 11 in the blue of Chelsea. Finding the late man. Lampard. Oscar. Kaku. Ramirez. Cole. Lampard outside the box. Van Hinkel. Long distance shot. Looked like it hit something. It's going to be a corner. Corner kick. Chelsea gets the favorable deflection. What can we look for here in the corner?
Well, Chelsea has so many weapons. I know that Real Madrid and Casillas does like to control his box, but Sergio Ramos and Pepe are really the only ones that are anything to worry about as far as area. So you've got Cahill, you've got Ivanovic.
Opportunity wasted for Chelsea. They'll still possess it here. Oscar drives it. It's deflected inside the box. Knotted down. Ramos looks for it. And Hazard got a piece of Sergio Ramos. Foul on Chelsea.
All bounced up at a height that can be very dangerous. You see Hazard didn't step out of it. He didn't follow through here, but catches the top of the toe of Ramos and goes down stinging a little bit. Cleats up. Very dangerous. Many times referees will give yellow cards just because your cleats are up, but Hazard didn't follow through and finish him off.
When all is said and done, it's a free kick for Real Madrid's Sergio Ramos, 27-year-old. Reversal at the back and play right, play central. Now he's on that left side. Pushed over to the far side of the field. Real Madrid with a 2-1 lead over Chelsea.
And if Lukaku's going to have to keep doing this, he's got to slide back across and forth, and Real Madrid will love to just move him around, tire him out. If they're going to press, they need to have another person join him and make sure that ball can't be played across. A great feed from Marcelo there.
Sergio Ramos has had an angle over more to this left side because Marcelo keeps going forward. How can Chelsea pin Marcelo back and not make him be the factor that he's been?
Well, I think one of the options is to try and play an out ball. Go into that space, make sure that he knows he has to defend a little more. Because right now, you can't stop him. At least you're not stopping him as far as going with him on runners because he's so dangerous. But if you put someone out there and you can play through that spot, then he has to be more aware and be more defensive.
Modric, Khedira, Arbeloa. Madrid will keep it at the halfway line. Modric sees the opportunity to find Marcelo. And it's coming all the way back. Ramos in the middle. Pepe, Modric. That was a tough one. Lampard got in there. And you could argue that his timing is off because he hasn't played, but still getting a yellow card.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. He's not that type of player. He's not a dirty player at all, but you can see he is quite late. And he finished this off. You can see that foot comes through and follows up.
Modric was the player fouled. Lampard extended his deal. Rumors he was coming to LA to play for the Galaxy. But I think when they found out that maybe Mourinho was coming back, there was a reason to keep him there, and Mourinho liked him. That's for sure.
And you can see right there, that was the one I was talking about, where the referee's not even looking at the play. So John Terry gets into Ronaldo way early, and the referee doesn't see it, but surely it was a foul.
Khedira outplayed long. Skill. Nice. That's a great trap. Nice tackle from Van Ginkel. Cole. Lampard. Back to Van Ginkel. Arbeloa came in. You could hear.
Yeah, you could hear that crunching.
All the way up here. We're across the field from that.
The referee sure letting a lot go.
Ginkel deep. Terry, Van Ginkel. Ramirez. Midfielder for Ramirez in the middle. Khedira goes after him. Right side, Ivanovic. 39th minute. A 2-1 lead for Real Madrid. Give us International Champions Cup final here on Fox Soccer. Cahill. Long for Lukaku. Ramos is there. Throwing Chelsea.
That's where that connection just hasn't been made, because Lukaku is a great outlet. If you can play that ball into the spot, just 2-yard area, he's going to win it. I know that Ramos is very good physically, but if you get him into a battle, a physical battle, I think that's where you can take advantage of Ramos. Since you have Lukaku's size.
Van Ginkel. Hard. Sending it the other way. Lukaku with a step behind Ramos. Tough angle, though. Will send it wide. Oscar goes after it. It's headed forward. Chelsea maybe with a chance here. Lampard, but it's right at goal.
You can see he wanted to do the same thing he did the first time. The ball just, when he turned, just kept sliding away from him. And when he realized it was sliding away, he tried to chip it. To see us. He's right there, no problems.
Foul was called. Today's Guinness International Champions Cup game is being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network. We welcome in the nearly 1 million men and women of the U.S. Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines stationed around the globe in 175 countries and on the high seas. We're proud to have you with us. Hope you enjoy the broadcast. We thank you so much for your service to our country.
Yes, thank you, my brother Tim McBride in the Air Force.
Station?
He's at home right now.
Oh.
But he's... quite a few.
I thought you were going to say it's classified. Here's Marcelo. I thought I was putting him in a bad spot. Modric into the middle. Khedira. 2-1 lead for Real Madrid. Still in the first half late. Cutting ball. Ozil. Showtime there for Benzema. Into the box with a dangerous cross. Khedira fires it. That's blocked as well. 41st minute. Chelsea coming back with his arm. Pretty much by himself. Lukaku was up there, but he was marked pretty well.
Yeah, there's a ton of space, and this is very unlike Chelsea. They haven't been able to break out quickly with possession. Everything seems to try and hopefully find a player, and it hasn't just found a player yet.
So pass outside, return out. Ramirez tries to find Azar. In the previous two games, there's quite the connection with Azar and Oscar. We haven't seen that so far. Maybe part of that is the way Real Madrid's playing.
Yeah, I think they've been more defensive, so they've been spread out too far. They haven't been able to bounce balls off each other, because you're exactly right, JP. They've been so effective playing in between off of little diagonal balls and then running off each other.
They're trying to win that ball back. It's called. Real Madrid with the lead. Here's how they did it.
We get a chance to see some fantastic goals here. You see Marcelo just takes the ball across him, sees Gary Cahill's legs open up just enough. Takes the shot early, and Ramirez just gets a little fortunate with the bounce, but the composure, waits for Casillas to go down and finishes sublimely, and then that is just pure Ronaldo. Up, down.
He knew it. Probably knew it as soon as it left his foot. Ramos to Marcelo. 43rd minute. Real Madrid with a 2-1 lead. These two teams getting ready for the start of their seasons. The EPL and La Liga season starts soon. Benzema couldn't get through. Trying to do too much, perhaps. Chelsea in blue with Azar. Looking for more teammates in blue to join him. It's got to be a foul. There's a tug and a half from Arbeloa.
And that's just a smart tactic. I mean, you can see Arbeloa, he knows he's never going to be able to catch Hazard. So as soon as he beats him there, he knows he has to get an arm, and he's still not going down. Tries to kick him, and nothing to hurt him, but just take him down enough and slow the game. Allow his players to get behind the ball.
Forced the yellow card his way. So the yellow cards are even. Lampard and Arbeloa with the yellow card so far. Ivanovic, long for Lukaku. That's going to be too long. So Lukaku, who we saw as a starter in game one, we haven't seen him since then as a starter. He's getting to start now, but you wonder how long he'll go today.
Well, Jose's talked about the fact that he's probably going to make wholesale changes again at halftime. It's unfortunate for him, because he has looked very strong and effective. The ball's going up to him and players making that connection. But it seems like every ball has just not been played in the right direction, either too long or too much to the side.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for Lukaku playing against a side like Real Madrid, and also playing with pretty close to your first team.
No, exactly. A lot can be said the fact that Chelsea has played much more deeper than they have in the past. So that understanding of how you're going to get out, maybe Lukaku needs to come short a little bit instead of staying completely high in between the two center backs.
Cahill in the dying moments of the first half. Terry for Cole. Van Hinkle plays it back to Cahill.
And we haven't talked much about Khedira, but you can see Khedira, anytime he's in that position, he's always looking at his angles. He's trying to come across, and here he's trying to take out the ball to Oscar. John Terry picks his head up, and there's just not a lot of options for him to play forward. Lukaku's trying to find the ball. it's just being defended well by Real Madrid right now.
That's Lampard's touch for Lukaku. He avoided one tackle, looks to cross it in front of Lampard, blocked. Lampard looks at another attempt, calls for an infraction in the box.
This ain't Sergio Ramos pulled him, and that's why he mistimed it. He took a big swing and just gets nothing but air. Very unlike him. Got to think he did get a little tug.
An opportunity at the other end for Real Madrid. 1 minute of stoppage time being added on, and we're into it now. Benzema is wide. International. Push it back. Modric. Ronaldo back to Modric. Marcelo's wide left, where he's been all night. Been very active.
As soon as you saw Ronaldo pinching in that spot, that was his idea, his chance to get forward and get where Ronaldo was. And nobody out there with him right now.
Kadira for Ozil. Two Germans back and forth. Back towards Pepe. And whistles from the fans that want to see it go forward. Modric, Marcelo, look at that on the back heel.
Frank Lampard has to be a little bit careful here. Modric beats him in, wants the ball, plays it to Marcelo, continues his run, and just gives him a big tug of the jersey.
Playing with the yellow card, always dangerous. Is that going to do it? First half has come to a close in front of a terrific crowd here at Sun Life Stadium. Your thoughts?
It certainly hasn't disappointed, JP. It's been very active.